is mastering human relations. How do we deal with people? What do they think? What do they talk about? What is going on in the psychology of the human brain so we can start to get exactly what we want from consumers, which is a sale and a transaction. That the way that my body is when I'm talking to somebody and the way my face is when I'm talking to somebody is the most important piece to get the customer to understand what is in my head. I have something in my head. How good can I articulate that through my mouth to the other individual? And how good is that individual at receiving that information? You think can be mistranslated to what you speak, that can be mistranslated to what the customer hears. Human beings on a fundamental level are emotional. And then because they're emotional, they'll try and wrap logic around it. This right here will change your selling career. I would rather influence than argue. And most people would rather win an argument than influence. Sometimes you have to appear wrong to have influence, because our job is to deal with all kinds of people, to deal with all kinds of families, to deal with all kinds of situations, and get to where we want to get to, which is a sale. How do we allow a customer to save face? And this is a technique that I'm gonna give you right now, which we use to call it appeal to the nobler motive. Now, when I started learning this, I felt like that was Chinese. I speak like regular language, okay? But what I found out is like I could better frame this as calling this falling on the sword. What does that sound like with a consumer? A consumer tells you that they want to be at $500 biweekly. Then when you're doing numbers with them, they tell you they want to be at $350 biweekly. You know what most salespeople will say? But you told me that you were at 500. So why are you changing it up on me? Most salespeople will say that. And in that tone, actually. Or you can say something like this. Hey, Mr. Customer, maybe I did a poor job communicating, or maybe I did even a poorer job of understanding. But when we first had a conversation, I thought you had mentioned that your budget was $500, and now you're mentioning $350. So where did I misunderstand? So I make it all about me making the mistake. I know that they're a liar. I know that they're scamming me. I know that they're not telling me the truth. But what do I do with that principle? I fall on the sword and I say something like, hey, maybe I misunderstood. Maybe I didn't hear you accurately. Maybe there was something about what you spoke that maybe I didn't get some clarity on. Do you mind clarifying for me? The customer knows I'm calling them out, believe it or not, because people who are lying know that they're lying. They know I'm calling them out, but what am I doing? I'm giving them a way out. I'm letting them save face, and especially if it's a man. Because if you call a man out in front of his wife, you've lost him. But if you give a man a way out to save face in front of his wife, he'll respect you. And come to the School of the Closing Academy so we can get the rest of this information into your hands. And I want to give a big shout out to Mr. Jaron Campbell. You're out here on the leaderboard. Just want to tell you, man, shout out, we see you, man.